Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Very Short Trekyards. He is Commander Cox.
He's got a Foley.
We don't have to speak fast.
No, we don't. Trekyards has long reviews for short episodes. That's fine. Stuart, literally a brand new thing has been invented. There was a thing called short treks, which are short stories that they were like, we'll just, on the Discovery sets, we'll just hire that guy for one more day and we'll do a quick 5-minute piece on standing sets and just make them cheap. Cool. Then Trek Shorts was invented. My short films and short treks finished, and now very short treks have been invented, which are even shorter short films, but animated, to celebrate the anniversary of the animated series, which of course came out after TOS, all in that style, both in the original anime style vibe with literally the TOS and others with guest stars as well. First one came out, it's only like 3 minutes. Whole new thing, Stuart, whole new thing. What did you think?
Well, this one's called Skin a Cat, and I really think it should have been called Figure of Speech, personally. First of all, it would have changed the name. But I was quite... I was happy to see it for sure. I really like the animated style. It's kind of a nice homage that they're doing some in that style.
Oh, amazing! The anime series never gets credit. Do 5, 6 in that style is good. Good job.
And they even point out these are obviously not canon, so that's fine. My biggest thing, Spock is voiced by Ethan Peck, which is cool, but I don't know who the captain is supposed to be. That is not Kirk. Does not look like Kirk. I don't know if they don't have the rights to Shatner's image because he wasn't on the Star Trek Day poster, but I don't understand what's happening there. But I thought it was pretty funny. I got a good laugh out of it. I love that kind of quirky humor, and got to see a bunch of stuff from the trailer for these in this, and it answered a few questions with the screw-headed guy. So I thought it was funny. I love the way it ended too. It was just a quick, fun little piece, and I really wish it would have been Kirk, honestly. But it's just some random captain, and that's all right too. So I enjoyed it. What did you think?
Well, I had no idea what to expect, obviously. I appreciate that its tone evolves as it goes. So it starts serious, and so you are, in a very short amount of time, you go on the journey with the captain, who's playing it sort of straight and deadpan, and then it gets more ridiculous, as of course it gets more ridiculous. Even hanging the biggest lantern. Oh boy, I liked it. Sorry. Even hanging the biggest lantern. How did you guys get onto the bridge with a console that's not there, with crew I've never seen, with water with the cars? Like it gets to the ludicrousness that so you kind of share in the joke. As you say, the trailer not canon because they kill the Enterprise at the end. So there is such a freedom of just it's a quirky. This is more like Rick and Morty, right? Actually, if you're going on style versus Lower Decks, it is just an idea in a short form with style of a substance potentially, but we want to see the style back. That's the anniversary-ness of it. Just let's have fun, right? Clearly not Kirk. I can't imagine they're trying to say he's Kirk, because that was very, very Spock. Wasn't even Ethan Peck. That was Nimoy. So I have zero inclination that was Kirk. He didn't act like Kirk, didn't sound like Kirk, didn't move like Kirk. He didn't have the same fascination with women as Kirk's vibe is. He wouldn't propose on the bridge and then get killed like Kirk wouldn't. So that's fine. It's not Kirk. I mean, off day, new captain for a week. It's fine, right? It was kind of fun. And I laughed at some of the jokes. And if that escalates, and seeing the anime series characters back is good, and pushing it further and further is funny. I actually laughed at it for a very short form piece. So good job, I thought.
Yeah. Like you said, the one character from TNG was there with the fry a fish comment. Which was nice, although they wouldn't be part of the Federation then, but it's
not canon.
It's fine. But yeah, they went through some figures of speech like skin a cat, fry a fish, knickers in a twist, dumbass, screwed up. And then the last one, I love the solution to it. All these people just keep magically appearing whenever I say something. So there's more. It's really weird. There's more than one way to decapitate a human woman who knows how to get us out of this situation.
Yep, very important.
And loves me for me.
Yes.
Doesn't care if I eat mac and cheese. And let me has Australia if we play Risk. And doesn't like to go out clubbing, but likes to stay at home and watch old game shows just for the beep, beep, beep sounds. And then she appears on the bridge with a big I love game shows sticker. And she has the solution. Unfortunately, it doesn't work.
Well,
I just thought it was great.
Pivot so that they'll get killed.
Yeah. It almost seemed like it could have been a Q episode. Wish every time he had said one of the figures of speech, you would hear like one of the sound effect. You don't see them come in. You just hear the sound effect, and they don't know what is going on, right? So,
yeah, it's an escalating joke, which of course is an interesting joke by itself that everyone takes offence. That's quite a hot button issue right now, obviously in the world. But it's so fascinating because, of course, in TOS, Lincoln says the N-word, and Uhura doesn't even flinch. So this has already been addressed in 1966 or one in the 60s as being not a problem. So it's clearly not canon because it wasn't a problem in TOS. But it's a joke now because it's a social issue now, and Star Trek likes doing social issues, etc. So it's like TOS already solved that problem. Like no one would have a problem because of course they wouldn't. But that's not the joke. The joke is the joke. Although and this is a side note, I know, but while I enjoyed it for what it was, if you're highlighting that you've got a legacy actor in each piece, Ethan Peck was a cameo of a cameo, right? He had no part in the story in any meaningful way. I mean, did he record on his... I'm not complaining per se, but like if that's the level of, look, we got John the Frakes back, but actually we're looking at another actor and he just voices over the comm. Like it's meant to be about them to bring the point of them being in it. Otherwise, why on earth didn't you have the Kirk actor from Stranger Worlds play Kirk, and then have it, because that was the obvious choice, make it that duo. I mean, you have to change the script because that's not Kirk, but like that would have been the obvious play to that, and see how he could have done a Shatner impression animated. That would be even more fun. Obviously, double the budget because you got paid per appearance versus per 30 minutes filming it. But you know what I mean? Like what? It was odd to have Ethan Peck and didn't need to be Ethan Peck, right? Could have been the guy from Resurgence who voiced him for the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
I just hope when they say you've got Neelix back and we've got Contranier back, it's like I hope it's not just like this. Where it's like, I mean, they're back, but you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and Contranier did say I'm back, kinda. So we'll see how that one turns out. But I'm looking forward to all the rest of them. These are nice, fun little breaks, deviations from the normal Trek, and I think they're fun. I think it's the same kind of response that Lower Decks got when it first came out too. It's not really serious. It's more of a fun vibe for Star Trek fans, and this is definitely along those lines, and a lot shorter too, which are easier to watch.
Well, it's almost like a what if comic.
Yeah,
for Marvel.
Absolutely.
Like, this is not canon, we're doing an extreme, and that's the creative fun of it. And certainly, if this is, I could see doing sort of 6-minute stories, you could bring anybody back from any show, limit the style. I mean, if you want to do an animated series, I mean, that would be cheap as all sin. Even if it's TNG animated, Voyager animated, you could do that really, really cheap, which would be all sin joke. They made it cheap back in the day, we'll recreate it cheap now, but have it be just so non-canon. I mean, you could almost do an entire franchise of very short treks. I'm sure you can make these in no time. And voicing, you could almost do a zoom, because there's a subtle degradation of the quality of everything, because it's obviously 60s. The intro was all corrupted and not crisp audio. You could do a lot with this format if you can have a true non-canon what if. It's exciting in its own way. Depends how the other ones go, because this is very specific. See how because it's not Kirk, right? And Ethan Peck wasn't in it, so we'll see how Neelix is and how everyone else is, etc. But I liked it.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see the other ones. I'm not quite sure what the release schedule is for them, but
I think they're weekly.
Yeah, keep an eye out on StarTrek.com for them if you haven't seen it.
And not region locked, like even on YouTube, they're out to the world, so good for them.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's our take on it. Let us know in the comments section what you thought about it, and if you're looking forward to the other ones, let us know. Please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're notified so you don't miss any content from us, and we will see you guys during a live, hopefully.
And while you're there, Stuart, and their audience members, you can super chat your comments, thoughts, questions about our topics. We vary from new Trek to old Trek to everything else. Wow, I went niche to the universe. It's quite a broad spectrum there.
Well, this is both old Trek, new Trek, and everything else. This one short. It's all those things.
We don't need to argue about canon.
It's true.
Well, speaking of, the D7s had canon torpedo launchers versus torpedo. Cool. It's all different. Anyway, or support us via Patreon or join the channel on YouTube. Both are monthly. Any and all support makes a giant difference, so please, if you can, or anything free, subscribe, like, comment, all the fun stuff. And let us know what you thought.
Okay. So until next time, he's Commander Cocking.
He's Adam Foley.
See you later.
Bye, guys.